So guys, pump is pump. We outside, right? Question 4, 2026, right? This question entails coordinate geometry. It entails functions. Sometimes you will see linear programming in this question also, which is plain as day here. Linear programming is part B, right? So let's deal with A, B, and C first, then we'll go to D, right? So they said a straight line whose equation is 3x plus 2y is equal to C passes through the point -2, 8. So something I want you all to understand straight here is that once I give you the coordinates of 2 points on this line, it comes like I'm giving you an x value. I'm telling you like x is equal to -2 and y is equal to 8. That's basically what I'm telling you here, right? When I give you the coordinates of a point. Show that the value of c, which is the value of c here, is 10. So here what we're going to do, we're going to first plug in the value of x, plug in the value of y, and that will give you the value of c. Simple as that. Let me go part A for part A. So this is for part A. So I'll put when x is equal to, I already told you all what x is, right? So when x is equal to -2 and y is equal to 8, because they gave us the coordinates of a point on the line, which is -2, 8. That's where I got these points from, or the coordinates here from. I'm going to use the equation of a line, which I can plug these coordinates into and ultimately find the value of c. So it's 3x plus 2y is equal to c, right? So 3x plus 2y is equal to c. I think this is probably like the easiest mark CSEC could give you in life, right? So what do I replace x with? Come on, Ola. Come alive. Come alive. Come alive. What replace an x with?
-2.
Proper. -2 plus 2 by what do we replace y with?
8.
8. Thank you. And this will be equal to c. When you calculate this, what will be the value of c, my children?
10.
How much you get, Sarah?
10.
10. Raise your hand if you get 10. Now, the next part of the question is asking you to determine the gradient of L, right? The line is L above there. Now, if I could write this equation in the form y is equal to mx plus c, where I have y as the subject of the formula, I could just look at what is in front x, and that would be m, right? Focus on what is in front x, and that would be n. So let's work there. The initial equation was 3x plus 2y, and can I put in what c is? It's equal to c, so 10, right? So we need to make y the subject of the formula of this formula here, this equation here, right? What we move in first? What you all will move first here?
You can move your 3x
Proper.
right before the equal sign.
Right. Here we are putting 3x here, right? I'm putting it before the 10. So this will be 2y is equal to plus 3x will become what?
-3x.
And then this is plus 10. Why did I write it like this? Because I want it in the form, which is the form for the equation of a line. That form would be y is equal to mx plus c. That's how I want this to look, right? So if you go ahead here and put m is equal to -3, what you will get, Andrew? You'll get a big what?
Yeah, when I get it.
So there we go. What we need to move here last? What we moving here last?
The 2 undivided by the -3x plus 10.
I'm gonna divide the 2 by these two bad boys here. So you can actually write it so first, you could put y is equal to -3x plus 10 all over 2. I can write it like this, right? But 2 being divided by 2 here means that this will be y is equal to -3. I'll put the -3 over 2 and put x here plus 10 over 2. I don't need to go any further. I don't need to write another line expressing 10 over 2 as 5. I can simply put therefore m is equal to what? What is m here?
-3 over 2.
Proper. How we looking here? Okay, so we deal with that. The line with equation 3x plus 4 is equal to 8. This is a different line now. This is the equation of a different line. Intersects the line L, which is the original line up here. I'm going to rewrite it on it as 3x plus 2y is equal to 10. That's the original line, plus 2y is equal to 10. Original line, new line, right? Intersects the line L at the point T. So you have two lines here. They intersect at T, right? Determine the coordinates of the point T. Once you have the equation of two lines and you want to find the point of intersection, which will be a proper thing, brother. Solve those two equations simultaneously. Remember them, Andrew, are scrolling to the side. Right? There we go. So we're going with C. So the two equations will, I remember, is 3. Look at right there. 3x plus 2y is equal to 10. Equation 1. Anybody wrote down the second equation? It was same 3x.
Plus 4y is equal to 8.
Proper. So in order to find where these two lines would intersect, I need to solve them simultaneously. So how do I solve these simultaneously? I'm going to minus the x's from the x's, the y's from the y's, and the numbers from the numbers. So I put a little minus sign here, a little minus sign here, and a little minus sign here. 3x minus 3x, what would happen to these two?
0.
Eliminated, right? Eliminated. So we go in. So I'm going to write down here 2y. Now a negative and a positive, what my arrows are? Well, is a negative and a positive will give me a negative. So that's the negative I'm going to put here. And then you put the 4y is equal to 10 minus 8. What my next line would look like? Come on. What my next line would look like?
Y is equal to 2.
Proper thing by Andrew, boy. What we doing the negative 2 now?
Divided.
Come on. Come on. Y is equal to what?
Negative 1.
Negative 1. So we found y. But the question was to solve, or well, to find the point of intersection, which will be an x value and a y value. So what do we do here now? What do we do here?
Y into one of the equations.
Proper thing. So I'm going to substitute y is equal to negative 1 into any one of those bad boys there. So I'll just use the first one, right? So I put substitute y is equal to negative 1 into equation 1. So let's go. Equation 1 is 3x plus 2y is equal to 10. All right. So I'll fix this. 1 is equal to 10. So what do I replace y with?
Negative 1.
Proper. So this will be 3x plus 2 multiplied by negative 1 will give me negative 2 is equal to 10. What am I doing next here, my children?
Carry over the negative 2.
And what do I do with it there?
10 plus 2.
So 3x is equal to 12. What do we do with the 3 now?
Divided by 12.
Proper. So x will be equal to 12 divided by 3. X will be equal to 4. So I still need to write here, my brothers. I still need to put therefore the point of intersection. So we're writing it as the coordinates of a point, right? Would be 4 comma negative 1. Food. So the diagram below shows the graph of L and two other lines, right? CSEC had it bolded, but I just went and put them in red. Okay, so the first line they had was L, which is this line here. Okay, the first line, let me highlight it here. L would represent this line. Boom, this line coming on. All right, all I get the idea, right? It's that line there. Okay, let me move this. Boom. All right, so it's this line here. Then they have the line x is equal to negative 1. X is equal to negative 1 will be this line coming down here. All right, this one coming down here. Okay? Then you have the line y is equal to 5. Y is equal to 5 would be this bad boy coming across here. All right? Everybody good there? That's that line. Okay? So those are the 3 lines that they gave you, right? They gave you those 3 lines. What are they saying underneath here? They say on the graph above, draw the line y is equal to -1. Now, anytime CXC asks you to draw a line, right? The equation of the line will be given and they would not give you any coordinates to plot. What do you do in a situation like this? I told you all this over and over, right? So this is part D. So for a situation like this, all you have to do is you do 2 cases. This is the equation. The equation is y is equal to x minus 1. That's the equation that CXC gave us. They gave us this, right? So you do 2 cases. You do when, right? We're going to do when x is equal to 0 and we're going to do when y is equal to 0. These 2 cases now will give us the coordinates of 2 separate points, which I can now plot on the graph and draw a straight line, right? So let's work. The first one will be y is equal to, what's the value of x? I'm going to put x minus 1. This is the equation. This is the equation. We substitute these 2 values in. So this will be y is equal to what? What's the value of x here, my children? Y is equal to -1. What are the coordinates of this first point here? Let me hear you all. How would I write this? What are the coordinates of this first point? 0 on the x, comma, minus proper. So we go in here now. Y is 0. So you'll have 0 is equal to x minus 1. What do we move? We want to find x.
Move the 1.
When I move 1 here, what do I do with it? So 1 is equal to x. So give me the coordinates of this point now.
1, 0.
Proper. So we have the coordinates of 2 separate points on this line, y is equal to x minus 1. This is the equation. We have this point and we have this point. So let's plot. So 0, -1 will be 0 on the x-axis. -1 on the y would be right here. It will be on the y-axis itself. Then the coordinates of this point would be 1, 0. So it's 1 on the x, 0 on the y. So 1 on the x, 0 on the y would be here. Okay, 0 on the y, 1 on the x would be on this axis itself. So a line passing through these 2 points, right? Points, I'll say it again, eh? This point here, oh, no, that's why I did not want to move that. Right, so the coordinates of this point here was 0, -1. The coordinates of this point here was 1, 0. I plotted the 2 points and I drew a line passing through the 2 points. I extended the line, right? I extend the line up here, but I would label it y is equal to x minus 1, right? That is the equation of that line. So let's work now. We're looking at our inequality. So let's identify which region we're looking at for x is greater than -1. So let's focus on the line x is equal to -1. Where would be greater? That's a vertical line, right? Where would be greater? To the right of that line? I'm sorry, to the right of that line or to the left of that line? Where would be greater? To the right of x is equal to 1 or the left of x is equal to the right. To the right. Excellent. All the numbers to the right of x is equal to 1 would be greater than -1, right? So -1 is here, so everything coming in this direction would be greater. So I'm going to put a few arrows. I'll put an arrow up here, I'll put an arrow in the middle here, and I'll put an arrow here. Because we're looking for the region where all arrows meet, right? The next line would be, so the next line will be x is less than -5. So the line x is equal to 5, not -5, sorry, 5. The line x is equal to 5 is here. Where will be less than 5? Above or below? Below. So I'm going to put an arrow here. I'm going to put an arrow here. And I'll put one on this side. And I could also put one here. Right? Okay, so watch it good there. Now, we're going again. Y is greater than or equal to x minus 1. Y is greater than or equal to x minus 1 will be above the line or below the line. Greater than.
Above.
Above. So I'll put an arrow here. I'll put an arrow inside here. I'll put an arrow here. All right? So the last one would be 3x plus 2y is less than or equal to 10. That's what? That's L. This is L. This is L. You all see that it did not label it here, but this is L, right? So this is 3x plus 2y is equal to 10. That's the equality for that inequality, all right? So we go in. Less than would be below the line, right? So let me put, I put in an arrow up here. I put in an arrow here, and I put in an arrow here. So which is the region where all the arrows meet up, coming together? Would it be, I'll give you all some letters and all tell me. Would it be A, B, C, D, where? Which one all would say? B. Everybody see how clear that is? Everyone see how clear that is? Once you do this, there's no way you can lose, right? So that's the reason all these other arrows I put out here. So I put this one underneath here, but this one kind of count for inside here already. All right?
So
Talk to me.
if you could just like gauges over 3 lines and you know the region.
Yeah, but you have to draw the final line, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to draw this line what they ask you to draw. You have to draw that line, right? So this here would be the region that satisfies all 4 inequalities, all right? That's the region here. Did they say to label the region anything? On the graph below, that's shady region. They didn't say to label it anything. Most of the times, they ask us to label it R. So let's put R. Because this is what they ask most of the times, right? They say label the region R. Okay? The graph below shows the straight line PQ. So this is a straight line PQ. Observe all the coordinates on the point. You'll see there are coordinates that are already, they already put a point there, right? There are points all throughout this line, right? Let me see what the question asking. Find the gradient of the line PQ. What is the formula for gradient of a line before I even go back up? Gradient of a line is
Y2 take away y1 over x2 take away x1.
proper, right? It's represented by common m, all right? So common m would be equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So I need an x1 comma y1. I need the coordinates of 1 point, and I need the coordinates of another point. Now it could be any 2 points on this line. So let's just identify 2 points. What are we using? I want to use P. What P is? What are the coordinates of P?
Negative.
P is negative 2, comma negative 3.
Right. Now I want to use let me use this point here. We're using this one. What are the coordinates of this point? So I'm showing you all that we don't necessarily have to use Q.
1, comma 3.
Right. So this one, 1, comma 3. So I'm just showing you all we don't necessarily have to use Q. Because there's another point on the line here. There's another one here. There are plenty points on this line, right? So negative 2, comma 3 and 1, comma 3. So we're using negative 2, comma negative 3 and 1, comma 3. So let's work. M would be equal to y2's what?
3.
Minus
Negative 3.
over
1.
minus.
Negative 2.
This will be equal to a minus and a minus is a plus. A minus and a minus is a plus. This will be 6 over 3, which will give me what? 2. So the gradient of my line is, so therefore gradient of PQ is equal to 2. Right? How are we looking there? Write down the equation of the line through PQ in the form y is equal to mx plus c. So when you're expressing the equation of a line, you really need to put in the m, you really need to put in the c. So let me ask some questions. What would m be? Give me the word that represents n. Gradient. So I'll write that here. Gradient. That's why I run this tonight, because this is real easy. And c is my what? Proper. y-intercept, right? So we already had the gradient, and the gradient is what? 2, so you don't know 2 coming here. Let me see what's the y-intercept. What is the y-intercept here? Where is my line cutting through? Proper. C is equal to 1. That's this here. Now, there are 2 things you could look at when you're looking at the y-intercept. You can look at the y-intercept itself, which will be one number, or you can look for the coordinates of the y-intercept. So let me just ask a out-of-the-box question. What are the coordinates of the y-intercept for this question?
-3.
0 and 1.
Proper. 0, 1. Right? The coordinates of the y-intercept would be 0, 1. Right? But the y-intercept, if I just ask the y-intercept, that will simply be 1. It's the number that the line cuts through the y-axis. Everybody clear on that? We're going down. Right? So we know this is 1. So let me write all the people thing now. Let us write all the people question. Well, answer. This will be 2x plus 1. What do you want here again? What you all want here again? Let's go. Functions. I can give you some time with this. Eat up this scenario. Eat this up. Go. 2 functions f and g are defined as f of x is equal to x squared minus 1. G of x is equal to 3x plus 2. Right? So they want us to find g of -6. Hit me. Let's give me what it will be now. It will be 3 by what?
3 negative multiplied by -6
6 plus 2.
plus 2 negative
Okay.
18 plus
Negative 18 plus 2.
negative 16.
Talk done or no? Means say nothing on that again, right? So we go in. When you have to find the inverse of a function, I'm mandating you to write down the original function first, right? So that'll be 3x plus 2. What's step 1? Come on.
Interchange into y or something.
Y is equal to 3x plus 2. Replace g of x with y. This is a step I was skipping, but that's right, team, right?
You switch in the x.
And it's the x and the y, and it will become 3y plus 2.
Next step.
Then you would
bring it
make
up
y
with
for bloody.
Come
Subject
on.
and form.
Now we talk about make back y the subject. What we flinging on the left hand side first here?
D2
D2 and
down
it will be
negative 2.
-2.
What we flinging next?
You pick up all over 3.
Proper is equal to y. So therefore, I'll come on the side and I'll just say therefore dot g -1 of x is equal to what we found y to be, right? Which is x minus 2 all over 3. Cooking. We are cooking. So they want us to show that f g of x is equal to this up here. So that's a little point to note. You cannot use this to solve the question. So we go in. Composite function. Which function is going to which? Is f going into g or is g going into f? Let me hear you all.
Going into f.
Proper. G is going into f. So let me give all you a little highlight here, right? So this entire thing is going to take the place of this x here. Right? That's where it's going. That entire expression is going to replace x here. So watch how it's going to look. This is going to be equal to, instead of x squared, I'm going to put 3x plus 2 squared, and then instead I put back the -1. Now, 3x plus 2 squared will be 3x plus 2 multiplied by 3x plus 2. Have to put back the people -1. So you go in here. 3x is going to multiply by 1. Let me hear you all.
3x going to multiply by 3x. And then 2.
Right, proper. And then this 2 is going to multiply by
3x.
And then multiply by 2 again.
right. So we're not multiplying that 1 by anything and that -1. So 3x by 3x will be what? Let me hear all you.
9 squared.
Proper. Plus
6x.
plus
Plus 6x again.
plus
Plus 4.
put back the people 1. Right? So this will be equal. Ooh, them wicked here, boy. This will be 9x squared plus 12x plus 3. You know, from here, I could factorize out this 3, right? I can say 3, open brackets, 3x squared plus 4x plus 1. And then I can factorize this, and I know I will get this up here. But we have to factorize it, eh? You can't just put that as equal to that above there, because it would not get it right. So let me go. We come in right here. We work in right here. So this will be equal to 3, open bracket, 3x squared plus 4x plus 1. So let's go. Multiply 3 by the number, the A by the C. Right? 3 multiplied by 1 will give me what?
3, and then you add the 1, you make it 4.
That's now 3. That's all 1, right? So 3 by 1 is 3. And what number going underneath?
4.
4.
1.
4.
My bad.
The middle number goes underneath, right? So what two numbers can multiply to give you 3, and the same two numbers must add or subtract to give you 4,
3 and
3
1.
And 1.
and 1, right? Both will be positive, right? So I put the x here one time so that you know these two things, right? Watch it here. These two terms here are going to replace this, right? That's basically what's going to happen there. So let me go. So this will become is equal to, I'm putting back the 3 in front here, 3, open bracket, 3x squared plus 3x plus 1x, which is just x plus 1. Close the bracket. Everybody good there? So this will be equal to 3, open bracket. When we have 4 terms here, how much we factorizing at a time?
2.
So 3x, open bracket, 3x into 3x squared leaves me with?
3.
X.
So
With x plus
x plus
3x into 3x is 1. Bring down the plus. What could go into x and 1?
Just X.
1.
1, not x, 1. All right? So 1 into x is x, 1 into 1 is 1. Right? Are my two brackets the same in this big bracket here? Put
Yes,
back the
sir.
3. Right? Put back the 3, open bracket. 3x, so all right, let's put the x plus 1 first. And then you have 3x plus 1. So it's a factorization going on with the 3 on the outside still, right? Now, these two brackets at this point now, I can drop them. So I could put 3 and I just remain with x plus 1 and 3x plus 1, right? Now, I'm not sure if it is in this order or if the two brackets are the next way around. If they are the next way around, but it is the same thing, a box to indicate that it was shown. They said, hence solve the equation fg of x is equal to 0, right? So fg of x is what we just found here. This is fg of x, right? So if they are saying fg of x is 0 and this is 0, I can put here now x, well, 3, open brackets. I put it into how I have it, eh? I have x plus 1, 3x plus 1 is equal to 0. But you know something? This 3 could actually go on the side, if you want to put it like that, and divide by that. So this would just be x plus 1, 3x plus 1 is equal to 0 divided by 3, which would just be 0. Simple as that. Let's branch off into two answers now. It's a quadratic. So this will be x plus 1 equals 0, and here would be what?
3x plus 1 equals 0.
So carry the 1 here. What are you doing with it? Carry this one here. Farrell, I think you had to leave and come back. Your connection sounding a little distorted, right? When positive 1 comes here, it becomes negative 1.
Negative 1
When 3 goes there, what are we doing with it?
divided by negative 1.
Proper. Right. So the line segment joins the point C, which is negative 1, 6, D, 7, 2, right? So calculate the midpoint of the line segment, right? So midpoint, which is capital M, would be equal to what Andrew just said, which is x1 plus x2 over 2, comma, y1 plus y2 over 2, right? So this will be equal to, above here, this will be a x1, this will be a y1. This will be a x2, this will be a y2, right? So this will be negative 5 plus 7 over 2, comma, 6 plus 2 over 2. So what this works out to be, what would be my midpoint? What y'all got here? So 2 over 2 would give me what? 2 over 2 is what? 1, comma, 8 over 2 would be? 4. Now they want the gradient of the line segment. Can someone give me the formula for the gradient of a line, please? Common M is my gradient.
X2 take away X1.
Over X2 take away X1, right? Different formula to calculate this part, right? Right, so let me go. So this would be now, we're using this X1 and this Y1 above here. We're using this X2 and this Y2. So you all should have it written down. What is X2? I mean Y2, sorry. What is Y2? 2 minus
6
over
7 minus 5.
right? And this will give,
So it's 7 minus 5.
oh, 7 minus negative 5, which means this is a positive, right? So does this work out to be negative 4 over 12, right? So this gradient here, which is common M, would be negative 1 over 3 or negative 1/3, right? This will be equal to negative 1/3. Common M. Everybody good here? Determine the equation of the perpendicular bisector of CD, right? Let's say CD is this line. It don't necessarily have to be this line, right? The perpendicular bisector is a line that actually passes through the midpoint, right? Capital M. And it forms how much degrees? Bisect means to form how much degrees? Not bisect, sorry, perpendicular.
90.
90 degrees. Perpendicular means that they form a 90-degree angle here. So the information that you would have here is if this is common M equal to negative 1/3, right? Then the gradient of a line which is perpendicular to CD, which is with this gradient, would be M is equal to, you have to flip the original gradient and multiply by negative 1. So the gradient of this perpendicular line would be positive 3. Common M is equal to positive 3 for this. And then we found the coordinates of a point on the line. What is the midpoint? I think it's 1,4. So if I want the equation of this perpendicular bisector, I need to have a point on the line and I must have the gradient, common M, which is 3. And I could plug all these things now into the formula y minus y1 is equal to M, open brackets, x minus x1, right? This being x1, this being y1. Plug these things into the formula and express the equation of the perpendicular bisector of CD. Okay, so what this next line will look like here? Y minus what?
4.
Is equal to, what is my M?
3.
Open brackets, x minus
1.
right?
1.
So we need to find the equation. We need to write it in the form y is equal to mx plus c. But before we go there, let's get rid of our brackets here, right? So 3 is going to multiply by x and 3 is going to multiply by negative 1. So this will be 3x minus 3. What we do next?
Carry over by negative 4.
44.
When negative 4 comes here, what we do with it?
I'm positive.
3.
It'll be 1.
3x plus 1. Proper. So another line AB is parallel to CD, right? So you have CD. Let me say CD is the line that I drew above the original line, right? CD. Okay? Parallel means that the two lines are running side by side and they never meet. But I'll also show you all something about parallel lines, right? Something that you all should know. So I'm going to put this to charge. Right. So if another line AB is here, okay, it don't matter how long AB is, right? Say another line is here, AB. And these two lines are parallel. Okay? What does that say about the gradient? Let me hear you all. If this gradient,
This is here.
right. If this gradient is negative 1/3, this gradient would be negative 1/3 also. Okay? Now the fact that it's negative 1/3, it means it's a little slightly like this. But anyway, we go note it so, right? The two lines are parallel. They have the same gradient. Now, do we have a point on that line, on the new line? Did they give us the coordinates of a point on that line?
Yeah.
What are the coordinates of a point on that line?
0,1.
So this is your x1 and your y1. All you have to do is use the formula that I told you all to memorize. Y minus y1 is equal to m, open brackets, x minus x1, and you would be able to find the equation of that line. Go on.
And if you just substitute.
So this here, just flow with one thing, right? That's why I give it. So y minus y1. What is y1? What is y1 here? 1 is equal to what is m?
Negative.
-1.
Open brackets, x minus x1 is?
0.
0.
So this is y is equal to, I'll just carry the -1 here one time because x minus 0 is just 0. So this will be -1 to the x, right? And -1 will become +1. So this here would be the equation of a line which is parallel to AB. So we are on to June 2024.
So your mic off.
Ooh.
So your mic.
So June 2024, number 4E, right? So we have our rectangle PQRS has a diagonal PR where P is the point -3, 10, and R is the point 4, -4. All right. So calculate the length of PR. How would we calculate the length of PR, which is from the point P, which is this, to the point R, which is this? We have a formula, right? That formula is length of a line. Very good.
Minus x1 squared plus y2 squared minus y1 squared.
x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared, right? Okay. So let me go. We know what x1 is. We know what y1 is. We know what x1 is. We know what y1 is. Let's plug them in. So this will be the square root of x2, which is, no, this is x2, y2. So x2 will be 4 minus
-3.
-3 squared plus y2, which is -4 minus y1, which is 10 squared. Now, point to note, if you put y2 minus y1 first, it don't matter, you'll get the same answer. So this will be equal to the square root of, what is it, 7 squared plus -14 squared, right? So this will be equal to what? Let me hear you all.
15.7.
So this will be, wait, what you get? 7 squared is 49 plus 14, well, -14 squared. What you getting for under here? What are you?
I will final answer.
So 245 is what coming underneath here, right? So this will be equal to what now? What is the length of the line? PR.
15.7.
15.7 units, right? Because they did not give us a measure, so it is units, right? So that is the length of PR. So PR is equal to 15.7 units. Somebody second this now. So the equation of PR, in order to find the equation of PR, I must find the gradient proper. So what is the formula for gradient of a line?
Y2 subtract y1 over x2 subtract x1.
So look, x1, y1 above there, x2, y2, right? You all should have it written down. So it meant here. What's y2?
-4.
-4. Take away 10 over.
Over 4. Take away -3.
So this will be equal to -14 over 7. My gradient would be -2, right? So therefore, my equation is given by, you can use this formula, y minus y1 is equal to m open brackets x minus x1, right? You can use this formula. You have, give me x1 and y1. They have it above. You can use the x1 and y1 above.
3 and 10, well, y is negative 10 and x1 is negative 3.
All right, so this is x1, y1. So both of them are negatives, right? So this will be y minus y1, which is negative 10, is equal to m negative 2, open brackets, x minus x1, which is negative 3. So this will be y plus 10 equals to, I'm going to multiply negative 2 by this. Point to note, this is a plus. Negative 2 by plus 3 will give me negative 2x minus 6, right? Remember, minus and a minus is a plus. This is plus 3. So y will be equal to, I'm going to carry this positive 10 here. This will be negative 2x minus 6 minus 10. Minus 10.
It would just become 16 and negative 16.
Negative 16. Negative 2x minus 16. Proper. Right, so this 10 was positive. You see that, guys? The 10 is positive above here, right? Look at there. The 10 is positive, and I work it with a negative 10. So let me fix that one time. So this is supposed to be positive 10. Boom. Right? So that means here would be negative. That means here is negative. Because the two must work out to be the same thing, right, Andrew? Here's negative. When it comes over here to be positive, which will give me, right, it will simply give me 2x plus 4. Right, fix that error, please, guys. So, two functions f and g are defined as follows, right? What on there? Right. Two functions f and g are defined as follows. F of x is equal to this 3x plus 1 and g of x is equal to x squared. Find in the simplest form an expression for f of x minus 2. So f of x minus 2 means that you are replacing this x here. Let me highlight it. You're replacing this x here with this entire thing here. So this is going to read 3 open bracket x minus 2 plus 1, right? You can't multiply this into the brackets. They said in its simplest form, right? So this will be equal to 3x minus 6 plus 1, which will be 3x minus 5. Proper. So now they want us to find g of 3x plus 2 plus 10. Now, g of 3x plus 2 would be equal to, I believe, g of x, all right, in it here, g of x was equal to x squared, right? So that means you are replacing this x with this, all right? So this is how it would look. It would look like 3x plus 2 squared, and then it's still at the plus 10, all right? Which would be 3x plus 2 by 3x plus 2 plus 10. Okay? So what we multiplying here? Let me hear you all.
3x by 3x.
Alone?
And 3x by 2.
Then what else?
2 by 3x.
Multiply by 3x and 2.
You're not touching that 10, eh? So this will be equal to 9x squared. We do this in our past paper already. Let's see how questions has come back, eh? So this will be 9x squared plus what?
4x plus 4 plus 10.
Plus 6x again plus 4 plus 10.
Plus 10.
Right? So this will be equal to 9x squared plus 12x.
X plus 14.
Right. What the question? The question just want this. I think that's it there. Hey, 2 marks in the bag, you know. 2 marks is in the bag. So consider the following functions, right? Calculate the value of f of 4. What is to be equal to? Hit me. 2 minus 5 by 4.
4.
which will be what?
Negative 8.
Let me go here one time. H of 0 is equal to 5 to the power of 0. 1. Anything to the power of 0 would be 1, right? FH of negative 2. Now we can't find H of negative 2 first, right? Which will be equal to 5 to the power of negative 2 because H is equal to 5 to the power of x, right? X in this case is negative 2. That'll be what? 1 over 5 squared,
25.
1 over 25, right? Let me leave it as 1 over 25 now, and let's put here, therefore, FH of negative 2 will be equal to F of 1 over 25. Was that somebody saying something? Right, so F of 1 over 25 would be equal to, what was 2 minus 5, 1 over 25, right? That will be 2 minus 5 multiplied by 1 over 25 will be 1/5.
Yeah.
So my answer here will be 1 4/5. Right? What is it as a decimal? That's 1 point what? The inverse of f of x is very easy. F negative 1 of x, right? Let me write the original function first. What was 2 minus what?
5.
5.
Right? Y is equal to 2 minus 5x. That's the first thing you had to do, right? What's second step?
Which one? X.
What are we doing?
Search any X and Y.
Right, so x is equal to 2 minus 5y. Make back y the subject now, so let me carry this here. X minus 2, let me fling the negative 5 here one time now. Divided by negative 5 is equal to y. Everybody good there? Everybody good there? You would have had to do the opposite of multiply, which is to divide. Right? So this here will be the inverse of my function. So last one, they want us to give f of x. Given that f of x is equal to a plus bx.
So you can take it out and explain this one.
Right. So watch. You put a function into a function, right? So what was f of x? F of x, I write in it here, was 2 minus 5x. So you want to put 2 minus 5x into 2 minus 5x, right? So what she hides here? This, what I'm going to highlight here, is going to take the place of this. Right, Sarah? This is going to take the place of this. Okay? So watch how it will look. This will be equal to 2 minus 5, and you're putting 2 minus 5x in place of x in f of x. Right? You put the same function into the same function. So this will be 2 negative 5 multiplies by 2, negative 5 multiplies by negative 5x. This will be what? Minus 10 plus 25x, right? So this will be equal to negative 8 plus 25, right? Now, well, 25x. Now, if I want to find what a and b is, watch. This will be equal to a plus bx, which is above there. Watch. So this means a is equal to
negative 8.
and b is equal to
25.
So therefore, a is equal to negative 8 and b is equal to 25, right? So here we are.
So, questions.
So consider the following functions. We have f of x, we have g of x, and we have h of x. They give us 3 functions here. For what value of x is f of x undefined, right? So for a function to be undefined, it means that the denominator must be equal to 0. So that means that x plus 2 must be equal to 0 for f of x to be undefined, right? So all I have to do here, carry this positive 2 here. X will be equal to 0 minus 2, which is negative 2. That's the value of x for which f of x is undefined. It's simple as that. So let me find this one. This one is dog food. So this will be equal to 4 by what?
By 1/2. 1/4. 1/4.
1/4 minus 5. 4 by a quarter would be 1. 1 minus 5 would
Take away
be
5 is -4.
-4.
talk done, you know. I hope it's not 9. I wanna finish by 9, right? So h of 3, food. What is to be equal to? I didn't write it. It's above here.
X plus 1.
X squared.
X squared plus 1. So let me put in
Yeah.
one time. -3 squared plus 1, which will be what?
9, 10.
Is equal to 10.
10? Because this will be
Yeah.
9 plus 1, which is 10, right?
Yeah.
So watch this here. I was saying for these questions, you can actually find f of 0 first, right? Okay? F of 0 first, which would mean that f of 0 would be equal to what f of x was?
3 over x plus
3
2.
over x plus 2. So it'd be 3 over 0 plus 2.
Proper. This will be what? 3 over 2. So this
So
means,
you could change it to 1 and 1 over and 1/2.
right, yeah, 1.5. So this means you just need to find f of 1 and 1 over 2, or you can just leave it as 3 over 2. And this will be equal to 3 over 2 plus 2. And what this works out to be?
4 over 7.
4 over 7. Somebody second.
Secondness.
You had to work out this, and it'll be 3 divided by that, eh? Yeah, this is incorrect because underneath here works out to be 7 over 2. So 3 divided by 7 over 2 will be 3 multiplied by 2 over 7, which will be 6 over 7. So change this, please. This supposed to be 6.
Yes, I know. Check it out, buddy.
Yes, 6 over 7. 6, 7. So there you go. Write the expression in its simplest form for gh of x. Which function going into which? Is g going into h or is h going into g?
Each of x is going into G.
Somebody just remind me what g of x is. Let me write it above here.
4x take away 5.
So gx is 4x take away. And what h of x is?
X squared plus 1.
X squared plus 1. So watch it, eh? I'm gonna use some highlights here. This whole thing, right? This whole thing is taking the place of x here. Cool? Let me work. Right? The second function is going into the first. Remember that, guys? The second function is going into the first. So we put in h into g. So this will be 4 open bracket x squared plus 1 minus 5. So what this can be reduced to in its simplest form?
4x squared plus 4.
Minus 5.
Right? Plus 4 minus 5, which will give me what? 4x squared minus 1. Right? Simplest form. Find people g of -2 for me. Like find g of negative 1x is what we could find first. Find g negative 1 of x first. Right? So we go in here. Right? -1. So we go in. So this will be g of x as well. What's g of x?
4x take away 5.
4x. Subtract 5.
So y is equal to
The same thing.
x is equal to
4y take away 5.
interchange x and y, make back y the subject. Fling this 5 here, I'm flinging this 4 there one time, eh? So this will be x plus 5 over positive 4 is equal to y. Therefore, g negative 1 of x is equal to x plus 5 over 4. So g negative 1 of -2 is equal to -2 plus 5 over 4. What's my answer?
3 over 4.
Oh, it was real nice to know. It was really nice tonight to know. But we out. Okay, so we on to January 2023, number 4. So lines L and M are drawn on the square grid below, right? So you have a line L, which is the line going from here all the way down here. Then you have the line M, which is going from here all the way down here. So they want us to write down the coordinates of the x-intercept of the line L. What are the coordinates, right? This is a very operative word here. What are the coordinates of the x-intercept on the line L? Let me hear you all. Proper. So the coordinates of the x-intercept here would be 6, 0, because 6 is the value on the x-axis. You always put the x-axis value first, right? Those are the coordinates of the x-intercept for the line L. That is here, by the way. That is here. Okay? Now we're going to the coordinates of the y-intercept of the line M. What are the coordinates of the y-intercept of the line M? So 0 on the x-axis is here, lines up with -2 on the y. This is my x-intercept right here. Okay? So it would be 0, -2. That is my y-intercept on the line M. Part B. Part B, they are saying, hold on, right. The equation of the line L is x plus 2y minus 6 is equal to 0. Find the value of k given the point 9, k lies on the line L. Now, if I give you the coordinates of a point on the line L, and I want you to find k, what is the value of x in this coordinate here? Let me hear you all. What is the value of x? Which one is x?
9.
And which one is y?
Okay.
Right. So by giving you the coordinates of this point here, right, they are actually telling you that x is equal to 9 and y is equal to k. Now they want you to plug these things into the equation and find the value of the unknown k. I've given you all 30 seconds to see if you know what to do there. Okay. So give it to me. The equation of the line L is x plus 2y minus 6 is equal to 0. So what are we writing here now? What are we writing?
So would minus 6 equals 0?
Proper. So let me write down the equation. And the equation is x plus 2y minus 6 is equal to 0. So instead of putting x, what do I put here? 9 plus 2 by, instead of putting y, what do I put?
K.
Minus 6 is equal to 0. So we only have one unknown here. Could you all find that unknown, please? What we move in first? Or we could say here, we could say 9 minus 6 would be what? I want to know, like I talking to ghosts. 9 minus 6 will give me 3. I could put the 3 there. What we move in next? We want to find the value of k. What do we move? Come on, let's speak up now, man. We gotta wake up, you know. When I carry the 3 here, what am I doing with it? Right. So this will be 0 minus 3, should just be -3, right? So on this side here, we will have k is equal to -3. What? When we carry the 2 here, what are we doing with it? Divided by 2. That's the value of k. K is -3 over 2, which is, or you can write it as, or -1.5. However you want to write it, okay? Find the equation of the line M in the form y is equal to mx plus c. Talk to me. What we need to find here? Thank you, gradient. And we also need to find the
y-intercept.
proper. So, to find the y-intercept, we can just look at the line M and we'll see what the y-intercept is, right? I hope everybody agrees with that. But to find the gradient, well, what formula we are going to initiate here? To find the gradient.
y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1.
Proper thing, sister. Right? Now we need the coordinates of 2 points to do that. But let me see what the y-intercept is. Let me go up here. So the y-intercept of the line M is what? What is the y-intercept for the line M?
-2.
Proper, -2. we need our gradient. So let's identify. I want somebody to identify the coordinates of 2 points on this line M here for me, please. 2 points on the line M. Come on, I'm going to write them here. On the line M, the coordinates of 2 points. 3, 4, proper. Where's it there, big brother?
0, -2.
0, -2, which are the coordinates of the y-intercept. So you're working with that. That's what Josiah said, right? Now you all know that any 2 points you'll identify, you would get the same gradient, right? Same gradient. So let you go. 3, 4, 0, -2. So we're working with, all right, in it here, 3, 4, 0, -2. Now we big now, I don't want to be writing x1, y1 above there, right? So let me go. M is equal to, hit me. M is equal to what?
So -2 minus 3.
-2, which is y2, minus y1. Y1 is 3. All over.
0 minus 3.
Right? And this will be equal to what?
-6 over -3. So I get 2.
Positive 2 is the gradient, right? So therefore, my equation would be y is equal to, what is M?
2.
The y-intercept was -2, I believe, right? So it'd be 2x plus -2, which would just be -2. And -2 was the y-intercept, and?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Show by calculation that the line M and N are perpendicular. So here what? We have for line M, we have the gradient, right? M is equal to 2. So I need to show that the gradient of line L is equal to, you flip the original gradient, right? So this 2 over 1 becomes 1 over 2 and multiplied by what?
1.
Proper, multiplied by -1. So I need to show that the gradient of L is -1/2, right? So how do we do this? Let me hear you all. Talk up. I need the coordinates of 2 points on the line L, please, in order to find the gradient of L.
0, 6.
6 and 0,
Wait,
and
no,
what's the next one?
Yeah.
0, 3.
0, 3 is our next one, right? That is here. So we did here and we did here. The coordinates of 2 points. That will be your x1, your y1, and your x2, your y2, right? So I do going down here. So we need to find this gradient, right? So look at it here. It was 6, 0 and 0, 3. So what is the formula for the gradient of a line?
minus y1 over x2 minus x1.
And what going on here now? Come on, all you. All you realize I'm making all the talk. I'm not doing much of the talking. Right? Let's go. This is the end game here now.
So 3 minus 0
Over,
0 minus 6.
right? For the, I'm feeling a good bit of people and seeing this, you know. This is x1, this is y1, this is x2, this is y2. Right? That's all. Somebody
So
trying
the
to.
answer is -1/2.
So the answer here would be equal to, right? This will be equal to 3 over -6, which will simply be -1/2, right? So I could put now, since the gradient, this is the gradient of L, right? This is L, right? L is equal to -1/2. This implies that line L is perpendicular to line, what's the next line? M. All right? That is all. put in here? They said line L and line M represent the graph of a pair of simultaneous equations. Using the graph on page 11, write down the solution to the pair of simultaneous equations. So, for those who don't know, the solution to the pair of simultaneous equation would be the coordinates of the point of the intersection of the 2 points, right? So, given the equation of 2 lines, right? The solution is the coordinates of the point of intersection. So if I go up here now, what are the coordinates of the point of intersection? That will be the solution to the pair of simultaneous equations. What is it? What are the 2, 2? So that will be here, right? This point right here, okay? So that is 2, 2. So you can write it as a coordinate, or you can say 2. So we can say here, like a blue ink. Therefore, x is equal to 2 and y is equal to 2. Talk done. So let go. This is food. Come on, together. What going on here? What's I put in here? Come on, come on. What I put in here?
3 times 1.
Minus one.
1.
Give me the answer one time. We ain't sticking on these easy things. What's the answer?
0.
0. Right. In order to find f negative 1 of negative 3, we need to find f negative 1 of x first. Right? So, what is the original function of f? That is it above there. F is equal to, f of x is equal to 5x plus 7. So I'm going to write down the original function. F of x is equal to 5x plus 7 and it was plus 7?
Yeah.
It is plus 7.
Right. What are we doing first?
Interchanging the variables x and y.
So f of x becomes y first, and then you interchange x and y. Right? Then you're going to make back y the subject. So we fling in the 7 here. X minus 7 is equal to 5y. Fling this 5 here. X minus 7 over 5 is equal to y. Therefore, f negative 1 of x is equal to right? X minus 7 over 5. But the question asks us for f negative 1 of negative 3. So what this will be equal to? What am I writing here now?
Negative 3 take away negative 7 all over 5.
And what that'll give me?
Negative 2.
Negative 2.
So negative 10 divided by 5 will be negative 2. So done there, right? Once the question is easy, we do it one time, right? What are they asking us for here? Come on. I want you all to think for this one. It's very easy, but still. The line L shown on the grid below, right, is shown on the grid below. So, what's the line L? Write down the equation of the line L. What we need to find here, my children? What we need to find?
The gradient and the y.
Gradient and the y intercept.
Gradient and the y intercept. Are any of these things clear here?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
What the y intercept is?
1.
1. Talk done. 1 is the y intercept. Let me work and find the people gradient now, please. Right? So, M is equal to
y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1.
and give me 2 points. Hit me 2 points here. Quick.
3 and 2.
3, comma 2. That's one, yeah. And give me next one.
Negative 3, 0.
Negative 3, comma 0. Proper, right? Let's work. Come on, let we big now. We big now. Come on, come on. What is this equal to? Hit me from this. I know you'll probably have something different. Watch this. What's y2? What's y?
0.
0 minus
2
over
-3 minus 3.
proper. So, ooh, this working out to be here. This will be -2 over -6, which will be what? Positive 1/3.
1/3.
Yeah.
Look, therefore, y is equal to,
1 to the x plus 1.
let's go. Come here in second. The equation of a different line Q is y is equal to -2x plus 8. Write down the coordinates of the point where Q crosses the x-axis. Lucky, ne? Once a line crossing the x-axis, what is the value? Come on. Come on. We didn't come here to lose. I started feeling it, you know. Once I started feeling it, it's 12 o'clock, you know. Let me go. Y is equal to 0. So plug in. All right, so the equation underneath here. Y is equal to -2x plus 8. What are we replacing y with?
0.
-2x plus 8. What are we flinging on that side? Like I did 2x there now, so it become positive. So it'll be positive 2x. 0 plus 2x is just 2x is equal to 8. What we do next, it man?
Divide.
And you'll get 4.
Proper. So x, what are the coordinates of the point, eh? So this point would be, therefore, the coordinates would be
0.
x is equal to 4. 4, comma 0. That is where the line crosses the x-axis. Question, when the line crosses the y-axis, what we know? X is equal to 0.
X is equal to 0.
That's law. Write down the coordinates of the point. Look, 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 look. Look, 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 look. Right? So what we doing here now? Y is equal to what?
8.
Y is equal to -2 by 0 is 0. 0 plus 8 is 8. Coordinates.
0,8.
0, 8.
Let's go. On the grid, on page 40, well, the page above, draw the line Q. So we have two coordinates on that line. Once you have two coordinates, plot them two coordinates, draw a straight line, right? Somebody mic on. So we're going 4, 0, 0, 8. Somebody mic on. 4, 0, 0, 8, right? 4, comma 0 would be here. 0, comma 8 will be quite up here. Y'all drew the line? Did you all draw the line? This line gotta come down a little bit. Hold on.
So I get the coordinates as 3,2.
For what? Where to intersect?
Where it intersect.
That what they asked in the next part. So this is the line one. What's the label for this line? They say only greater just draw the line, eh, big brother? They just wanted to draw the graph of the line Q. So I just label this as Q. This is that part there. And then what the last part stated now. Complete the statement below. According to the graph, the solution of the system of equations consists in L and Q. Once you want the solutions of a system of equations, the solution of a pair of simultaneous equations, you simply look to the point where the two lines intersect, right? So give me the coordinates. So therefore, x is equal to something and y is equal to something. Let go. What are the coordinates of this point? Andrew already said it.
3, 2.
3, comma 2. So x is equal to 3, y is equal to 2. X is equal to 3, y is equal to 2. Cooking? I will map out this one time. January 2022, number 4. So we go in. This is a little blurry, but let me write them over underneath here. F of x is equal to 2x minus 1. G of x is equal to 3x plus 2. H of x is equal to 5 to the power of x. So f of a half, come on, feed me. What we put in here?
2 brackets of half.
2 by minus 1.
Same zero? Same zero like what we get any question before. Oh, let's see how years just repeat. That was June 2022 and January 2022. Come on, let's go. H of 0.
1.
5 to the power of 0 because x is 0, which will be equal to 1. Right? Proper thing. So, g squared of 3. I'm glad we do not question like this, right? Now, I want to see what Ole will do here. What is g of x? G of x was equal to 3x plus 2. Again, Ole 30 seconds. So g squared negative 3 is actually, and g squared is g multiplied by g. So this will be g of negative 3. So what Andrew's saying is correct. You could find g of negative 3 first, right? You could find this first, and then whatever you get, put it into g, right? So let's work. Let me take Andrew route. We go in and find g of negative 3 first. So what are we equal to? Hit me. Godfather. Right? So it'll be 3 by negative 3 plus 2, which is negative 9 plus 2. That gives me negative 7, right? So this here is basically equal to g of negative 7. That's basically what you want to find now. Let me find g of negative 7 now. That is food. I'm sure that is food. What is it be equal to?
3 in brackets negative 7 plus
Proper.
2.
Proper.
You'll get negative 21 plus 2, which is equal to negative 19.
Let's go. Let's go.
So negative 19.
Whopper. 19.
19.
Ooh. Eat up that for me again. Only 30 seconds. So we want to find gf of x, right? So this is a composite function. Which function is going into which? Go.
You put in the second one.
You can
This
F
one.
into G.
So this is like you want to put f of x into g of x. So I'll write g of 2x minus 1 is what we want to put into g of x. So Hitman, how this going to look? That's all. Before we go there, this entire thing here is going to replace x here. So Hitman, how it would look?
3 in brackets 2x take away 1 plus 2.
Proper. So in order to get rid of these brackets, because they said in its simplest form, what do we do?
Expand the brackets.
Multiply.
3 by 2x and 3 by negative 1. So that'll be 6x minus 3 plus 2. 6x what?
Negative 1.
Minus 1. Minus 1. Proper. Right, let me go. What's the next one here? Ooh, look how blurry tongue, by. They want g. This is g negative 1 of x. That's what they want to find. What g of x is? You're supposed to have that in your book.
3x plus 2.
All right, let me do it one time now. Because this thing is real blurry, boy. All right. So g of x is equal to 3x plus 2. Replace g of x with?
Y.
Interchange x and?
Y.
Make back yd?
Subject.
X minus 2 is very good. What we do with 3 when we carry it here?
Divide.
Proper. All the no start a wake up, man. All the no start a wake up is equal to y. So therefore, g negative 1 of x would be equal to x minus 2 over 3. Right? The next part, they are saying hence. Once they use our word hence, we're using this answer we just get. Hence or otherwise, determine the value of x when g negative 1 of x is equal to 4. Look, g of negative 1 of x is equal to this. So can I say, therefore, x minus 2 over 3 is equal to?
4.
Proper. What we doing here? We want to find x because they want to determine x. Fling this here. What are you doing with it?
Multiply.
Proper. 4 3s are?
12.
X minus 2 is equal to 12. Fling this here. What are we doing with it?
Plus it by g.
X is equal to?
14.
18.
I hear 18. So we are on to June 2021, number 4. The diagram below shows two lines L1 and L2. The equation of the line L is x plus 2y is equal to 10, right? The line L2 passes through the point 0, negative 5, right? What do we call this here? What do we call this? This is what?
A coordinate.
The coordinates of what?
Y, is that?
Proper. Of the y-intercept. y-intercept, all right? This would be the coordinates of the y-intercepts of L2, of L2, not L1, all right? So let me just make that clear one time, all right? So let me go. Let me see what else the question stated here, right? So they said and is perpendicular to L1. So that means perpendicular means how much degrees they're forming?
90 degrees.
90 degrees, right? So express the equation of line L1 in this form, right? So they gave us L1 as x plus 2y. Woo, woo. Too much space, boy. X plus 2y
Equals 10.
right equals 10. So what we doing here? If we want to show it,
Move the x right before the equal sign and put it as negative x.
so this will be 2y is equal to negative x plus 10. All right, proper. What we doing now?
Carry over the 2 and divide it by negative.
Divided by both of them.
And divided by both of them, eh? So let me write this first. This will be y is equal to negative x plus 10 over 2. All right? Now, when you have a situation like this 2 is to be divided by both x, negative x, and 10. Right? So therefore, y will be equal to negative. What number is understood in front of that x here?
1. You get negative a half plus 5.
Negative a half x.
Plus 10 over 2, right? This will be y is equal to negative a half x plus 5. Points to note, when you're doing this in CXC, there will be lines that you all can leave out. I do all my lines because I want to make sure that everybody understands every step, right? State the gradient of line L1, please. Look at the equation and tell me the gradient of line L1.
Negative a half.
Negative a half.
That is all. That is all. That question done. Hence, determine the equation of line 2. Now, if we have the gradient of line 1. That was equal to negative a half. Now, if they are perpendicular, can I find the gradient of line 2? What do I do to the original gradient?
Reciprocal.
Flip it. Proper. So this will be negative 2 over 1 and multiplied by what?
Negative 1.
Come on. So what is the gradient of L2?
2.
So we have the gradient of L2, right? The form for the equation of a line will be what? What is the form for the equation of a line?
Y equals mx plus c.
Proper. That's the form. So we don't have M, right? We don't have M. We just need C. Let's see if we could see the y-intercept above, right? So we're looking at L2. What is the y-intercept? Don't tell me the coordinates of the y-intercept, eh? What? Negative 5. Negative 5. All you're working by Gibral, by. All you're working by. So this will be y is equal to negative, no, not negative 2. 2x minus 5 because c was minus 5. Talk done, you know? What do you want again? Talk done. Right? I'm going to make this 2 a little better. Because 2 is the gradient of the new line. So this is the equation of line L2. That is this, right? Equation of line L2. Question done? Nah, we still pushing. We pushing. Come, food. Let me go. F of 9 will be equal to, hit me. What happened?
That's by
Plus 4.
plus 4.
What that will be?
7.
3 plus 4 is 7.
Talk done, you know. If we want to solve this composite function here, my children, where do you think we should find first? Which one going into which?
You have x and x.
Come on, we winning, boy. We winning. But functions real easy, yeah? Functions real easy. So let's find g negative 3 first, right? So hit me. What's g negative 3? Look at above there. What I put in? Map it for me.
3 in brackets negative 3 over negative 3 plus 1.
Yeah.
Proper. What is it equal to? Negative 9
Negative 2.
over negative 2. So that could break down to be what? Positive. Let me leave it as positive 9 over 2 now. positive because a negative divided by a negative is a positive. You can write it as 4.5, but I leaving it as an improper fraction for now, right? So I could put here now, let me come on this side here, right? So therefore, fg of negative 3 is actually going to be f of 9 over 2. So what is f of x? How'd it go up? So what we put?
X plus 1.
So it'll be 1/3. So I put in here 1/3 by 9 over 2 plus what?
4.
4.
You'll get 3 over 2 plus 4.
Yeah. You'll be equal to 3 over 2 plus 4, which will be what?
5.5.
That's 1.5, 5.5,
Yeah.
right? This is fg of negative 3. Come on, guys. Come on. Let me go. Determine the value of x for which g of x is equal to 5 over 2, right? So they're saying that g of x is equal to 5 over 2. But it also said that g of x was equal to what? I think it was 3x
3 over
over x plus 1, right? So what can I do here? Can I form an equation which can now be used to find the value of x? What that equation would be? That's my question. What would the equation be? Hit me. Right? Running it back. What I did here is I equated g of x. Well, g of x is equal to 3x over x plus 1. I put 3x over x plus 1 is equal to 5 over 2. I cross multiply, right? So I put my arrows like this, but I could actually put them like this, right? I could say you're carrying 2 here to cross multiply. You're carrying 2 here to multiply, right? So I had 3x multiplied by 2 is equal to 5 over x plus 1, right? What did I do on this side here? I simply said 6x is equal to 5x plus 5. I carry 5x to the left, minus it. You get x is equal to 5. So this is January 2021, number 4. The function f is defined as f such that x is equal, maps onto 3 minus 2x. This simply means f of x is equal to 3 minus 2x. It means that for every value of x I put into this equation, right? For each value of x I put into that equation above, I get these corresponding values, right? That is all what this means, right? We are putting the values of x into the expression and you will get the corresponding values, which will be the f of x values, right? So the one that is missing here is a. A is unknown for the f of x. This is your range. F of x will be a range and x will be a domain, right? So I want to plug -1 into this and I will get a. So it's basically like you want to find f of -1. That's all you want to find. So what this will be equal to? This will be 3 minus 2 by,
-1.
which will be 3 plus 2, which is equal to 5. So a will be equal to 5. This is a, right? So done there. Determine in its simplest form an expression for the inverse of the function, right? F, which is f -1 of x. Let me start with the original function first. That the original function is f of x is equal to 3 minus what? 3 minus what?
2x.
2x, right? 3 minus 2x. So let me go. 3 minus 2x, right? So replace this. Boom, bang. What we do now? Let me back why the subject. Oh, what happened here? But it's supposed to be 3. Moving too fast, already. Moving too fast. This is supposed to be 3. Right? Right. I think I want to carry this here. So it'll become positive. Bring this here. Right? So this will be 2y. Positive 2y is equal to 3 minus x. Bring the 2 here. What we do with it when you bring it there?
2dy.
Y is equal to 3 minus x divided by 2. That is it there. Therefore, f -1 of x is equal to 3 minus x all over 2. How we looking there? All right, let's go. Give me some help here. What are you doing for this one? They have the composite function.
Say your mic off.
Ooh. Right. So the composite function f squared x. All right. This is similar to one we just did. So what is it? What this can be rewritten as?
F of x.
Proper. So you want to put f of x into f of x, right? So just a reminder, f of x was equal to 3 minus 2x, I believe. So who want to help me here? So therefore, f of x would be equal to what?
3 minus 2.
3 minus 2 brackets 3 minus 2x.
Proper. Proper. Right? Negative 2 multiplied by? And negative 2 multiplied by? Go ahead.
Why you won't put it?
Y. So what will my next line look like? This will be 3 minus?
3 minus 6
Negative 6
plus 4x.
plus 4x.
Ooh, I love it. So this will be negative 3.
Negative 3 plus 4x.
This is f of x. Right?
Negative 4x minus 3.
Yeah, we could write it as 4x minus 3 for the one. Right? Now, the next part is they want you to find f negative 1 of negative 2. So here what you could do here, you could find f negative 1 of 2 first. Right? Find this first.
Negative 2, sir.
All right. Thank you. Negative 2, right? So, did we find the inverse already?
Yeah, it's
Look it
3
up here.
minus x over 2.
So, right. So, let me go. So, this will be f of negative 1 of negative 2 would be equal to 3 minus... All right, that's all. I'm going to write what f of x is. Well, f negative 1 of x is first, right? And then we'll put the negative 2 into it. So, what is this? It's 3 minus x over 2. That's correct?
Yeah.
So therefore, f negative 1 of negative 2 is equal to 3 minus negative 2 over 2.
5 over 2.
5 over 2, because a minus and a minus is a plus, right? So this is f negative 1 of negative 2. So you want to put this into f now, proper. So what's something? f of negative 1 of negative 2 would be f of 5 over 2, right? Because remember that f negative 1 of negative 2 is going to be 5 over 2. So you're simply putting 5 over 2 into f of x, right? I feel a question like this coming this year. So there you go. So therefore, f of 5 over 2 would be equal to, what was the original thing?
3
Was
minus 2x.
right, so 2 by 5 over 2. And what does it give us?
Negative 2.
3 minus 5,
Minus 5.
which is equal to negative 2. So this here would be f negative 1 of negative 2. All right, crazy question. So, using a ruler, draw lines. X is equal to a half. Now, if you want to draw the line, x is equal to a half, that would be a line running from top, coming straight to the bottom here, and it passes through where x is a half. This is the line x is equal to a half. In between 0 and 1 will be 1/2, right? Saying this again. This here is x is equal to a half. That's this line. It's a line going through where x is equal to a half. And then the line y is equal to x would be a line that goes through every point where the value of y is the same value of x, right? So you see 2, 2, 4, 4. It passes through all the points where the value of x and the value of y are the same. Now, as I was saying, to draw a line, this line here is x plus y is equal to 5. To draw this line, you look at two cases. You look at when x
y is equal to 0 and when x is equal to 0.
Proper, and y is equal to 0, right? So if we examine these two cases, we're using this equation, So the first case would be 0 plus y is equal to 5. Y would basically be equal to 5 here. So this coordinate would be 0 on the x and 5 on the y. Then we come in here. Y is equal to 0. So you'll have x plus 0 is equal to 5. X is equal to 5. This coordinate would be 5, 0. Okay? So we have the coordinates of 2 points on the line. X plus y is equal to 5. So let's plot them. 0, 5. 0 on the x, 5 on the y, 0, 5, 0, 5, 0 is down here. So we go in, all right, so boom, right? This line is the line x plus y is equal to 5. So we have 3 lines here. We drew it, we got our 3 marks, right? You have to put this little piece of work in here in order to be able to draw the graph, well, the line, right? On the grid, label as R the region where x is greater than or equal to a half. Where would x be greater than a half? Would it be to the right or to the left?
To the right.
To the right. So it's either going to be here, here, or underneath here, right? Then, if we look at the line, y is greater than, well, y is equal to x is what we're looking at. But they are saying that y is greater than or equal to x. Now, y will be greater than or equal to x above this line. Okay? Greater than, so it's either there, or here. Then, x plus y would be less than or equal to 5. Less than or equal to 5 will either be under here, or under here. Now, the region where all 3 arrows meet will be inside here. Okay, I'm going to shade the region. This region here would be where all 3 arrows would meet. Everybody good there? That is my common region. January 2020, number 4. The function f is defined as f of x is equal to 2x plus 7 over 5, right? Find the value of f of 4 plus f of negative 4. All you gotta do, find f of 4 and find f of negative 4. Then add the 2 answers together. So what are we doing for f of 4? Tell me.
2 brackets 4 plus 7 over 5.
Proper. Let's do this one time. What are we doing here now?
2 brackets minus 4 plus 7 over 5.
So let's go. This will be 2 4s are 8. 8 plus 7 is what?
15.
So this will be proper. This is f of 4. 2 by negative 4 is negative 8. Negative 8 plus 7.
The other was to be 3, not 5.
Very good. I do that to see who was falling.
Sure, sir.
Sure. So there you go. 2 by negative 4 will be negative 8. Negative 8 plus 7 will give me what? Negative 1. So negative. Right. Negative 1/5 is f of negative 4. Right? So therefore, f of 4 plus f of negative 4 would be equal to 3 plus negative 1/5, which will give me what? 2 and 2/5. 2 and 2/5.
4 over 5.
I do that again to see who was following.
Alright.
Sure.
Oh God!
You know,
All again tap. I really do the second one. I really did it, to see who was following, The second one, not the first one. The first one was really a mistake. Let me go. Calculate the value of x for which f of x is equal to 9. Can we form an equation that will be used to find the value of x? What would that equation be?
So it would be 2x plus 7 over 5 equals to 9.
Proper. What we doing with the 5?
Carry it over and multiplying.
45, that will be, right? What we doing with the 7?
minus it from 45. We'll get to 8.
2x is equal to 38. Carry this 2 here. What are you doing with it?
Divide it and you'll get 19.
Right? So this here would be the value of x for which f of x is equal to 9. Hence, or otherwise, determine the value of f negative 1 of 9, right? So something about this here is f negative 1 of 9. Let me work it out and I'll show you all, right? The inverse here, f negative 1 of x. If I find that first, right, I'm going to write f of x is equal to, what it is, 2 what?
2x plus 7 over 5.
2x plus 7 over 5. So this will be y is equal to 2x plus 7 over 5. Interchange x and y. X is equal to 2y plus 7 over 5. Carry the 5 here. I want to show you something, right? 5x is going to be equal to 2y plus 7. Carry the 7. So this will be 5x minus 7 all over 2 is equal to y. That's now. I will show you. I know where you're going. What going on here? Right. So I want to show you that, but I want to show you the working and show you how this could never be the 1 mark working, right? That's what I want to show you all. So this will be f negative 1 of x is equal to 5x minus 7 over 2. So if I want to find f negative 1 of 9, that will be equal to 5 by 9 minus 7 all over 2, which would work out to be 19. Right? So here the rational here. Okay? Here the rational here. If you are given a question like this where they told you that f of x is equal to 9, and then they ask you to find the inverse, well, you work out x to be 19, right? So it's like f of 19 is equal to 9. The reverse is like you had to carry this f here. So it's like 19 would be equal to f negative 1 of 9. That's how you reverse it. So instead of doing all this working, I could have just come and say that when f of 19 is equal to 9, this implies that f negative 1 of 9 is equal to 19. Talk done. Right? They said the graph below shows two straight lines, L1 and L2. L1 intercepts the x and y axes at 4, 0 and 2, 0, 2 respectively, right? So L2 intercepts the y and x axis at 1.5, 0 and 0, negative 3 respectively, right? So all they're giving you all there would be the x intercepts and the y intercepts for both lines, right? So L1 is what we're dealing with. This is L1, right? This bad boy coming down here. Determine the equation of L1. We already have the y-intercept, which will be 2. So I already know that C is equal to 2. What do I need to find? I need to find
Gradient.
So they gave us 2. Look, they gave us the coordinates of 2 points on L1. Look, they gave us it here. 1, 2.
You made one too?
D? Where's that, bro?
You made one too?
What midpoint? We need to find the gradient. Common M is the gradient. We need to write this equation in the form y is equal to mx plus c. We already have c. What we need is m. So in order to find common m, what's the formula for common m?
y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1.
So let's go. What is y2?
2.
Over?
0 minus 4.
And this will be 2 over negative 4, which will be negative a half. Right? That will be common m. Right? Now, I just put down here, therefore, y will be equal to, common m is negative a half, x plus c, which is what? What c is 2.
2.
So 3 marks of that, but 2 over 1, eh? Right? So L1 gradient would proper. So we have the gradient of L1. to find the gradient of L2, given that they are perpendicular, perpendicular means they form 90 degrees, I flip the original gradient and multiply by, so this will give me positive 2. How it looking? So number 4 in June 2019 was actually an inverse question, but we're doing it, right? So the quantity P varies inversely as the square of V. Using the letters P, V, and K, form an equation connecting the quantities P and V, right? Now if P, I didn't want red. So if P varies inversely as, now it's the square of V, so I just put in V squared one time, right? This is the square of V. Now this word tells me if we multiplying or if we dividing, right? If it was directly, right, varies directly, then you would multiply by K, the constant K. If it is inversely, it will be K divided by V squared. So therefore, my variation equation will be P, order matters, the letter that's in front there would be first, P is equal to K, which is the constant, divided by V squared. This here would be an equation connecting the quantities P and V. P is equal to K over V squared, all right? Lock that in. I don't like how I write this K. All right, this will be K over V squared. Now, the number one mission here for part 2, they said given that V is equal to 3, P is equal to 4, determine the value of V when P is 1. But we cannot determine no value of V when P is 1 unless we do the number one thing, which is to find the value of P. K. So I'm going to write over the variation equation here. We have P is equal to K divided by V squared. What is the value of V and what's the value of P in the first case here?
So P is 4 and B is 3.
So it will be K over 3 squared. What 3 squared is?
9.
And what we carrying it to the right, to the left, sorry, to do? Multiply, right? Multiply. So this will be 36 is equal to K, right?
K.
That is my value of K. So I can rewrite my variation equation as P is equal to 36 over V squared. Now the second case here, they wanted to find V when P is 1. So I'm going to replace P with 1 and I'm going to put 36 over V squared. What can I do with this V squared when I carry it here? Multiply. So 1 multiplied by V squared will just be V squared, right?
V squared, yeah.
So what do you do on this side? What's the opposite of squared?
Square root.
Square root of 36 is?
6.
Talk done. Talk is done. Right. Given that x is a real number, solve the inequality, right? Now, the thing about when inequalities come like this, understand that there's two workings, right? We branch off into two workings. So, on the left, we will have negative 7 is less than 3x plus 5. And on the right, we'll have 3x plus 5 is less than or equal to 7. So you're working these inequalities just as you will work normal equalities, right? So what we moving here? What we carrying on the left hand side?
5.
We carrying the 5, right? So this will be negative 7 minus 5 will become what? Just like an inequality. Just like an equality, negative and positive 5 will become?
Negative 5.
Right? So negative 7 minus 5 will be?
Negative 12.
Is less than 3x. What do we do with the 3 and we carry it here?
Divide.
It becomes divided, become 4.
Negative 4 is less than x. Let me work here now. What are we doing with this 5? Remember, this one is less than or equal to, so you must put the less than or equal to. It'll be 7 what?
7 minus 5.
Is less than or equal to 2. So x is less than or equal to, what you do with the 3 and the carry there?
Divided by 2.
So therefore, my answer divided by 3, right? So therefore, my inequality would be negative 4 is less than x, which is less than or equal to 2/3, right? This is like, watch, it's like you take this, when you work out this part, ooh, all that come, ooh. So it's like you take this whole thing here, x less than or equal to 2/3, and it's like you put the two x's together. On the left, you'll have negative 4. On the right, you'll have 2/3. This is the solution to this inequality. Now, they want you to represent this on a number line, right? So to the left, I would have negative 4 could be somewhere here. Is just an approximation. And then on this side, you'll have 2/3. They want to know that you have an idea where to put these things, right? Now, this would be a circle, but what we do with this circle on this side?
You shade it.
Because we're shading it because it is less than or equal to. So this direction would be where x is. X is in between here. Okay? They said the equation of a straight line is given as x over 3 plus y over 7 is equal to 1. This line crosses the y-axis at Q. From the time a line crosses the y-axis, what do we know?
X is equal to 0.
Proper. Once a line crosses the y-axis, the other axis value is 0. So if a line crosses the x-axis, y would be 0, right? So can we plug this into this equation above here? And find the coordinates of Q? What do we replace x with here?
0.
0.
Now, 0 divided by 3 would give me?
0.
And 0 plus y over 7 will just be y over 7 is equal to 1. What do we do with the 7 when we carry it here?
Multiply by
1 by 7 is 7. So therefore, the coordinates of Q would be
0, 7.
0, 7. Proper. 0 on the x, 7 on the y. Now, if they want the gradient of this line, right? Let me write it down here. This is x over 3 plus 7, or not 7, y over 7, right? Y over 7. Now, what's something here? If I want to find the gradient, okay, you do not have the value of any coordinates on this line, right? They just have the equation. Make y the subject of the formula, right? So let's start. What we move in first? Could we move this? This whole thing, right? So this will remain y over 7 is equal to, this plus x over 3 becomes minus x over 3. Now I could put minus 1 over 3 here, okay? Because remember, we're trying to work to get a gradient. So this can be minus 1 over 3, right? Watch it. Minus 1 over 3x plus 1, because this is plus 1 here. Now, what do we do with the 7 when we carry it on the side?
Multiply.
By multiplying it by what? You're multiplying it by the entire, yes, the entire expression on the right side. So this is going to be negative 7 multiplied by this, and then negative 7 multiplied by this. So y will be equal to negative 7 over 3x plus 7. Therefore, my gradient will be what?
Negative 7 over 3.
Negative 7 over 3. Why is it negative 7 over 3? Because y is equal to mx plus c. M being the gradient, m being the number, or in this case it's a fraction, an improper fraction that is in front of x, that represents my gradient. So given that the function h is equal to 2x plus 3 over 5 minus x, right? Determine the value of x for which a function is undefined. So if a function is undefined, it means that the denominator is equal to 0. So the denominator here would be 5 minus x is equal to 0. I can't carry the minus x on this side, and I'll have 5 is equal to 0 plus x, which will just be x, right? So x is equal to 5. That's the value of x, which makes this function undefined. So let's find h negative 1 of x. I want to start with h of x. What h of x is equal to?
2x plus 3.
Over.
5 minus x.
I take away x.
So h of x becomes y. And then you have to, I feel like question I just come in to say. Then,
5 minus x.
wait, we need to interchange the x's with the y's, right? Okay? Wait, there's supposed to be y underneath here too, right? You're changing the two x's with y's, right? You're replacing them with y's. So the first thing we need to do is move this on here because it cannot make y the subject here when it is in the denominator position. When you bring it here, you will multiply it. So this will be x multiplied by 5 minus y is equal to 2y plus 3. What do we do here first? You must get rid of these brackets, right? Because we want to make y the subject, but we have two y's in this algebraic equation, right? So this will be 5x because x by 5 is 5x minus xy is equal to 2y plus 3. Points to note, once you have two y's like this, try to get all on one side so that you can factorize out the y, right? Now this xy here is negative. I think I'll carry this here and I'll bring the 3 here. So this will be 5x minus 3 is equal to 2y plus xy. So we're going to factorize out the x on the right-hand side, right? So this will be 5x minus 3 is equal to y, open brackets, 2 plus x. I factorized out the y here. So to make y the subject, what's the last thing we move in here, my children? What's the last thing we move in?
The bracket with 2 plus x.
So this will be 5x plus, not plus, minus 3 minus 3 is equal, wait, not equal, all over 2 plus x is equal to y, right? So therefore, what would my inverse be here, my children? What would my inverse be here? My inverse would be, therefore, h negative 1 of x would be equal to 5x minus 3 all over 2 plus x. Right? We cooking. 3 marks in the bar. To find the gradient of this line, they give you a line, they're telling you that it's intersecting the x-axis and the y-axis. They want you to use the graph to determine the gradient of the line. In order to find the gradient of the line, my children, what's the first thing I must identify here?
Find 2 coordinates.
2 coordinates on this line, right? So m would be equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Give me 2 coordinates on this line, please, my children.
0, 4.
0, 4, right, yeah. And then what?
5, 0.
5, 0. So all Andrew gave me here would be the x-intercept here and then the y-intercept here, right? Now, let's go. Somebody give me. What is going here? What is y2?
0.
Minus
4.
all over x2,
Minus 0.
5 minus 0. So this will be equal to negative 4
4 over 5.
5. That's the gradient of my line. All right? We move in. They want the equation of the line now, right? So we have the gradient. The gradient was negative 4 over 5. What we need to find now, the what?
Y-intercept.
The y-intercept, right? Now, anytime we are unable to find the y-intercept, you could just identify the coordinates of one point on the line and you use the formula y minus y1 equals to m open brackets x minus x1. That's when you use that formula, right? But we have the y-intercept. So if we have the y, what's the y-intercept here, my children? 4. 4. Right? Let me write it here. The y-intercept was simply this point, well, the y value for here. So c is equal to 4. So going on here, we have c as 4. So we could just go straight to the form. Y is equal to mx plus c. So y will be equal to negative 4 over 5x plus 4. Right? That is the equation of the line above. Now they want the equation of the perpendicular line passing through P. So they did not draw that line, but if it's a perpendicular line passing through P, right? Okay? Thanks for not giving me the autocorrect there. Thank you. Right? So it's a perpendicular line passing through P. So watch it here. I think I need to drop this out of it. Perpendicular means how much degrees is formed?
90 degrees.
90 degrees.
90 degrees, proper thing. So this is a 90-degree angle being formed here. Now, do we have a point on this line? The new line that is. What are the coordinates of this point here? P.
5, 0.
You have the coordinates of a point on the line, and would we be able to find M? Given this M here, we know that the M for this line was negative 4 over 5. What will be the gradient of the perpendicular line?
It'll be negative 5 over 4 plus, multiplied by negative 1.
Bring up yourself, sister. All right? So this will be negative 5 over 4. You flip the original gradient and you multiply by negative 1.
To get 5 over 4.
So it'll just be positive 5 over 4. That's the gradient of this line here, the new line. So you have a point on the line. You have the gradient. We're going to pump that same formula up above there. You have a point on the line. You have 5, 0. You have the gradient, which is 5 over 4. Let's pump this formula. Y minus y1 is equal to m open brackets x minus x1. This is your x1. This is your y1. So this will be y minus 0 is equal to 5 over 4 by x minus 5. What are we doing here now? Y minus 0 is just y. So y is equal to 5 over 4x minus what? 5 over 4 multiplied by 5 will be 25 over 4. We can leave it just so. That's the equation of a line which is perpendicular to the original line and passes through P. Question done. Last question for that. See how much marks will I get here, right? So we on to the last question here, which is June 2018, number 4. So they said the function f with domain A equals to 1, 2, and 3 is given by f of x is equal to a half x minus 3. What is the value of f1, right? So f1 would be equal to, right? This would be equal to a half by 1 minus 3. A half by 1 is 1/2. 1/2 minus 3 will be 2.5. Raise your hand if you get 1 mark there. Next, it said find the value of x for which f of x is equal to negative 2. So we know f of x is equal to a half x minus 3. And then they said f of x is equal to negative 2. So I can say therefore a half x minus 3 is equal to negative 2. I formed an equation which can now be used to find the value of x, right? So what I could do, I could fling this here. So this will be a half x is equal to negative 2 plus 3. A half x is equal to 1.
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead. No,
I
it is negative. And everybody raise their hand and say they get positive, eh?
Yeah, I get negative.
And to give you negative 5 over 2.
Yeah, like or
Yeah.
negative 5 over 2 or negative 2.5. Yeah, it is a negative, right? Okay, so let me go. This one down here. X is equal to 1 multiplied by a half. What x will be?
2.
No, it's 1 divided by a half. I'll put multiply. I don't like to write this here now. I don't have enough space here. Hold on. Again, late. Anytime you see I started glitch, so it's late again, late. So this will be x is equal to 1 divided by a half. X will be equal to 2, right? Now, I got x to be 2 here, but I want to show you all something, right? You have the values of x here, okay? So it simply means that this, when x is 2, it means that for the f of x, which is my range, for my range, it means that when x is 2, y is 2. That's not. No, it's when f of x is negative 2, sorry. When f of x is negative 2, y is negative 2, right? And that will mean that x is positive 2. So that's why I'll show you all the link now, eh? So we good there. X is equal to 2. Let me go. An ordered pair for the function is expressed in the form a comma b. Using your answers in a part 1 and 2, or otherwise list the ordered pairs for the function f, right? So these are all, going back to here, these are all the values of x here. So let me show you something, right? Ordered pairs simply mean coordinates, eh? Don't let that fancy word wax all of this hour. So ordered pairs is 2, right? Simply means coordinates of points, right? So look at this. It's like you have a set of points and you have the x values. It's 3 points because it's 3 values in my domain above, right? The 3 values in my domain will be 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. These are the values in my domain, which will be my x values. Now, for the range, for this one here, this is when f of x is equal to negative 2, we found x to be 2. So this was like f of 2 is equal to negative 2. So when x is 2, f of x or y is negative 2. Look at the first one. This here is when x is 1, f of 1 was equal to negative 2.5, right? Or negative 2.5 or 5 over 2, however you want to write it. So this one here was negative 2.5, right? Now when f of x, well, we want to find f of 3 now, right? We need to find f of 3. Okay, and I'm not sure if there's a pattern because they only have 2. So I don't know if it just go down by 0.5, but let me make sure. So you want to find f of 3 now, that will be the y value here. So this will be what it was, f of x as well. Everybody have
It's negative 3.
a half x
Minus 3.
right. So let me not put x, we put in 3 one time. A half by 3 minus 3, which works out to be what?
Negative 3 over 2.
Which works out to be negative 3 over 2, which is negative 1.5, which is negative 1.5. Same thing, right? Put O. So you'll see it is a pattern. You'll see it go down by 2.5 here, then it went down by 2.5 again. Right? So these are my ordered pairs for the function above. Okay? So they said f of x is not equal to 5. So we know f of x was a half x minus 3. Let's put this equal to 5 and see what's the value of x we getting. When you carry this 3 here, what are you doing with it?
5 plus 3.
So a half x would be equal to 5 plus 3. X would be equal to 8 divided by a half, which is what? 8 divided by a half is what?
4.
4. A man says 6. 8 divided by half is 4. 16. 8 divided by a half would be 16, right? So, is 16 in, I'm saying that x is 16. Do you have a 16 in my domain up here? Are you all seeing a 16 here?
No.
It's only 1, 2, and 3. So I can say, therefore, f of x is not equal to 5. Okay? F of x is not. So there you go. Last question here, right? Solve the inequalities. We're solving them separately. When we carry -1 here, what do we do with it? What do we do with -1 here?
So you make it a plus.
Right? So this will be 3x is less than 11 plus 1. 3x would be less than 12.
That's what.
What you doing with this 3 when you carry it here now?
12 by 3.
Divide and you'll get 4 soon.
Oh, let's see a equal sign here. That's wrong to put, eh? That is wrong to put. So this will be x is less than 12 divided by 3. X is less than 4. We go in here now. What we moving? Let me move this -1 here now. What are you doing with the -1 when we carry it there?
To 2.
2 plus 1 is less than or equal to 3x. 3 is less than or equal to 3x, right? What we doing with the 3 when we carry it there?
Move it and divide it.
So 3 divided by 3 is less than or equal to x. What this will be? 1 is less than or equal to x. Now they're saying to represent the solution to this on the number line below. So if I was to write these two solutions as 1, I'm saying that 1 is less than or equal to x, right? You're putting that one first. And then you're following it by x is less than 4. That's how you bring it together, right? So whatever number is less than x, less than or equal to x in this case, you put that first, and then you put x is less than 4 second. So are we shading this number here, this 0 here, or the circle?
Yeah.
Because it is less than or equal to. Are we shading this one here?
No.
No. So this will be my number line here. X is in between this region here. Guys, it was a nice ride.